My precious soul, listen to me, please. Don't look away. You didn't stumble across these words by accident. This isn't a random message floating through the noise. This is divine timing. Heaven arranged this moment, this sentence, this breath, just for you. I am speaking to you now, not with empty words, not with shallow comfort, but with the weight of what your spirit has been waiting to hear. Archangel Michael is here, and this isn't a soft whisper. This is your wake-up call. Pause. Breathe. Let your heart settle for just a moment. Because what I'm about to reveal, your soul already suspects it. You felt it lingering around you, haven't you? Those strange, heavy silences, the way your chest tightens when certain people enter the room, the invisible tension that follows you like a shadow. You've tried to shake it off. Told yourself, maybe I'm overthinking. Laughed it away. Blamed it on exhaustion. Blamed it on anxiety. But the truth? Your intuition has been screaming for attention. And heaven is finally answering. You are not crazy. You are not paranoid. You are spiritually awake. And right now, the divine is confirming what your heart already knows. There is something being hidden from you. Something close, something personal. And it's time for the veil to lift. Michael says, Beloved one, hear me clearly. This message isn't for everyone. It's not for the curious or the wondering. It's for you, the one who has prayed in silence when no one else was watching. The one who trusted beyond reason, even when your spirit whispered warnings. The one whose heart has been open, vulnerable, exposed. And now heaven must speak. There is someone in your life, someone you love, and they are not telling you the full truth. This isn't about punishment. This isn't about hatred. This is about revelation. Because heaven will not let you walk blind any longer. And if your soul is stirring as you hear this, a strange heat in your chest, tingling between your eyes, knowing in your gut, that's confirmation. You're already receiving the truth. Michael says, there is a secret, and it's been resting on your loved one like a shadow. A truth buried beneath fear, wrapped in silence, hidden behind every conversation, every promise, every awkward pause. They didn't stop loving you, but they have been afraid that the truth would destroy what you've built. But heaven says the lie is the real destroyer. This is your divine wake-up call. And beloved, I know you felt it. You've noticed the glances, the ones that dart away too quickly, the questions that go unanswered. The sudden walls of privacy where there once were none. And still, you've silenced your instincts. Told yourself it's nothing. Told yourself you're just imagining things. But the truth is your spirit was never designed to sleep. You've been spiritually sensitive since the beginning. That's why the enemy has tried so hard to numb your awareness. But Archangel Michael is here now to sharpen your vision again, to lift the veil, to reveal what's been hidden. Not to hurt you, but to protect you. Not to destroy your love, but to redeem your destiny. Beloved, listen carefully. This is your moment of clarity. You don't need physical proof. The Spirit has already confirmed it. The energy has shifted. You felt it, the tension, the unease, the weight of conversations left unfinished. Words have been spoken behind closed doors. Decisions made in fear. Secrets whispered in the dark, secrets that now carry consequences. The person you love didn't set out to deceive you, but the silence became a prison. And the longer they stayed locked inside it, the heavier the secret became. Michael says, you were never meant to carry this burden alone. That's why heaven is intervening now. This message is the release, the moment when heaven declares, enough. Enough confusion, enough pretending, enough ignoring what your spirit already knows. There are moments when heaven doesn't whisper, it declares. And this is one of those moments. Can you feel it? That heaviness rising, that quiet knowing deep in your bones? It's not fear, it's truth. And truth carries weight. Breathe again. Beloved, you are not alone. Heaven is with you. Archangel Michael stands beside you, sword drawn, shield lifted. But now you must stay open. You must not run from what you feel. You must not silence your knowing. This isn't a confrontation with your loved one. It's a confrontation with the spirit of deception, the heavy fog that's tried to wrap itself around your life. But the fog is lifting now. Michael says, in the coming days, what's been hidden will be revealed. It might slip out in a message, an unguarded glance, a slip of the tongue, a divine accident. But make no mistake, it's coming. And when it does, you must be ready. This is not the end of your love story. It's the beginning of your truth story. Because truth is the foundation of your real future. I know your heart aches. You gave your all. You loved without reservation. You trusted beyond logic. And now it feels like betrayal. But beloved, this isn't heaven betraying you. Heaven protecting you. This revelation isn't to break you. It's to break the lie. Your faithfulness has been seen. Your prayers have been heard. Your patience has been honored. And now your breakthrough is already being written. Michael says, heaven is proud of you. You've endured with grace. You've trusted beyond reason. And because of that, the divine is moving now. Justice is coming. Clarity is rising. And restoration is on the horizon. This is only the beginning. If this message found you, it's because your soul called for it. You've been asking for a sign, for confirmation. For a shift. And beloved, this is it. So don't scroll away. Don't silence the knowing inside you. Don't rationalize it away. Stay here, because heaven is speaking. The angels are aligning. And what's coming next will set everything right. Are you ready to hear more? Then stay, because in the next part, what has only been hinted at will begin to unfold. And once it starts, nothing will remain hidden again. Your breakthrough has already begun. Heaven says, don't look away now. My child, listen to me carefully now. You felt it last night, didn't you? That strange stillness in the room. The way your heart suddenly became heavy, even though nothing seemed different on the outside. It wasn't your imagination. It wasn't a random mood swing. It wasn't exhaustion playing tricks on you. That was heaven. Tapping your soul, whispering to your spirit, calling you to wake up. And right now you've been surrounded by silence. But this isn't peaceful silence. This is the kind of silence that screams behind every fake smile. It's the silence that lingers after unfinished sentences. It's the weight you feel when certain questions go unanswered. And still you told yourself, I'm just tired. I'm probably overthinking. But you're not. Beloved, your spirit is not wrong. Your gift is not broken. Your sensitivity is not a curse. It is your protection. Michael says, precious one, listen to me. You were never created to second-guess your spiritual gift. You carry divine discernment. You've always seen what others try to hide. You've always felt what they refuse to speak. And now heaven confirms it. Something is being hidden. And it's not from a stranger. It's from the person closest to your heart. The one you trusted most. The one you loved beyond reason. Michael's voice grows firm now. They are holding something behind their back. Not an object, but a truth. Choice. A confession they've buried deep, because fear told them you would never forgive it. But heaven isn't here to accuse. Heaven isn't here to condemn. Heaven is here to prepare you. Because the secret standing between you and this person isn't just emotional, it is spiritual. It carries weight beyond what your eyes can see, and your soul has already felt the burden. This isn't just betrayal. This isn't just a hidden mistake. This is about misalignment with your divine path. Michael says, you have been delayed. Heaven orchestrated a shift, a breakthrough. But the spiritual ties with this person slowed the movement. Not because you are unworthy, but because their silence created shadows on your timeline. This is why you felt stuck. Why your prayers echoed back like whispers in an empty room. Why clarity slipped through your fingers at the moments you needed it most. The divine has not been silent, that it has been waiting, that waiting for you to see what can no longer remain hidden. Beloved, the moment has arrived. You don't need someone to confess to know the truth. You've seen it in your dreams. You've felt it in the sting of certain words. You've heard it in the quiet pauses between conversations. And still you chose love. You chose trust. You chose silence. But heaven never meant for your silence to become your prison. Remember that moment. They looked at you and hesitated. Their eyes said something their mouth refused to. That was the crack in the illusion. But you smiled through the ache. You believed them over yourself because your love was louder than your suspicion. Michael says, heaven does not blame you for your loyalty, but the divine must step in now to protect what you cannot yet see. The weight of hidden truths is suffocating your clarity. You're asking now, what truth? It's not a single event, it's the accumulation of choices made without you, It's the conversations they had behind closed doors, It's the emotional energy they gave to someone else while you waited for answers that never came. The weight is real, It's not only emotional, It's spiritual, It's affecting your body, your sleep, your peace, your ability to focus. This heaviness is spiritual debris clinging to the spaces they refuse to clean. Michael says, they tried to shield you from the fallout of their own fear, but in doing so, they trapped themselves. And now, their silence is a curse upon your clarity. But you, precious one, you are not cursed, you are chosen. That's why this message found you. That's why every word is aligning perfectly to your heart's timeline. Not to shame you, not to break you, but to arm you with divine truth, So pay attention. Something shifted last night, not in the physical world, but in the spirit. There was a breaking, a confrontation, perhaps even a confession that never made its way to your ears. Someone close to the one you love spoke the truth out loud, and your loved one broke. They couldn't carry it anymore. The unspoken words became too heavy. Tears fell. Words were whispered into the darkness, for you, but about you, and heaven heard every syllable, captured every vibration, and now delivers the echo to your soul. Michael says, you will feel it. Within the next 24 hours, a shift in the atmosphere, a glance that lingers too long, a sentence that abruptly cuts off, and you will know that's the thread. Pull it. But be warned, beloved, when the thread unravels, so will the illusion. That's why you must be anchored now, not in fear, not in anger, but in divine peace. Heaven isn't preparing you for destruction. Heaven is preparing you for revelation. And when the truth is revealed, because it will be, you must respond not from ego, but from destiny. Michael says, they love you. That's true. But fear shaped their choices more than faith did. The divine isn't asking you to hate them. Divine is asking you to see them, as they are, without the mask, without the illusion. This is your divine sight returning. It comes with responsibility, because once you know, you cannot unknow. Once the veil lifts, the illusion dies. And you must choose. Will you pretend not to see? Or will you walk boldly into the light? You've prayed for breakthrough, and this is what breakthrough looks like. It doesn't always arrive loudly, It doesn't always arrive dramatically, but it always arrives revealing. Michael says, prepare, not only for what's coming, but for who you are becoming. Your destiny is not behind you, It's not tangled in what was hidden. It lives in what you now see clearly. Breathe again. Beloved, you are not alone. Michael stands beside you, sword glowing, wings, shielding. His truth will not destroy you, it will deliver you. Hold on, the shift has begun, and part 3 will show you where revelation leads into deeper purpose, deeper healing, and divine alignment. Stay close. The next word is already on its way. Listen, beloved, this part isn't easy to speak, but it must be spoken. You deserve to hear what your spirit has been whispering all along. You deserve to see clearly what your heart has been sensing beneath the surface. The atmosphere around you, it's been shifting. You've felt it. Even when life seems normal on the outside, something in the spirit realm has changed. It was a small moment, maybe a sentence left unfinished, maybe a glance that lingered too long, or a message typed and suddenly deleted. That moment, insignificant to the world, was monumental in the unseen. That was the crack. That was the beginning of truth trembling inside the one who carries it. They wanted to tell you. They nearly did. The words made it to the tip of their tongue, but fear snatched them back. Fear, the quiet architect of deception. Fear, the builder of walls between souls. Fear, the reason they've stayed silent. Michael says, they are not your enemy. They are not evil, but they are afraid, and fear, left unchecked, invites deception into the room. The person you love, the one your heart clings to, didn't wake up one morning planning to hide things from you, but one decision led to another. One compromise became a secret. And now, that secret sits between you both like a shadow that speaks without sound. And beloved, you felt it, haven't you? In their long silences. In the way they change the subject. When you get too close to the truth. In the unease that rises when certain topics come up. Your spirit feels the distance growing. Your soul is on high alert. And so is heaven. The angels assigned to your life, the ones who have watched over you since your first breath, they've drawn their swords, not to attack, but to shield, because this is bigger than betrayal. This is about your purpose becoming tangled in their confusion. Michael says, heaven has delayed judgment. Time was granted. Space was given. An opportunity to speak. But the hourglass is emptied. And now the truth must surface through confession or divine exposure. That's why you've been restless. That's why your peace feels fragile. That's why your mind, once so sharp, is clouded. The tension in the spirit has been growing, and heaven has seen everything. Last night they were confronted. Not by you, but by someone else. Someone who saw more than they should have. Someone who couldn't keep quiet anymore. A friend, a sibling, perhaps even a stranger. Heaven placed in the right moment. They asked a simple question, and everything cracked. Your name wasn't shouted, but it echoed in the room. The mask slipped. The eyes filled with tears. The guilt rose like smoke in the air. You weren't there, physically, but your spirit felt it. That sudden unease you couldn't explain. That weight in your chest. That rush of knowing. It wasn't random. That it was your name, vibrating in an unseen space. It was the spiritual realm speaking before the physical caught up. Michael says, this was never about punishing them. This was always about freeing you, because the divine cannot elevate you into your next season while your heart is chained to a lie. And now the unveiling has begun. They've been watching you more closely, listening for clues, reading your silence, wondering, do you know? Part of them wants to confess. Part of them prays you never find out. But heaven has spoken. The hidden can no longer stay buried. The truth is leaking through the seams of their behavior. And heaven will not let it go unnoticed. You must prepare yourself. Now, not with suspicion, but with spiritual strength. Because what's coming next requires more than reaction. It requires discernment. Michael says, you may want to react from emotion, to lash out, to demand answers. But your destiny is not built on rage. It is built on revelation. And revelation does not scream. It clarifies. So breathe, beloved. Steady your spirit. Center your heart. The truth is approaching. Not to break you, but to release you. You have carried weight that was never yours to carry. You've covered for their silence with your grace. You've endured the uncertainty convincing yourself it was all in your mind. But heaven confirms what your heart already knows. There's something they did, something they said. Moment of weakness and emotional opening given to someone else here. Decision made without you. It may not have been physical, but it mattered, and heaven saw it. And soon so will you. Michael says, you have a right to truth. You have a right to clarity. Your future cannot be built upon secrecy. And hear me clearly, this isn't about condemning them. This is about protecting you. Because left hidden, the secret festers. What seems small becomes a spiritual infection, corrupting your peace, stealing your joy, dulling your discernment. That's why heaven is acting now, not to cleanse the space around your destiny, not to remove the fog, not to restore what's been lost in the waiting. Beloved, you are not broken. You are awakening God. This is not the end of your love. This is the end of the illusion. And from that ending, a new clarity is born. A new strength rises within you. The angels who've been silent, they removing now, clearing your path, lighting your way. You'll no longer question your knowing. You'll no longer doubt your gift, because the secret will surface. And when it does, you'll remember these words. This moment, Michael says, let your heart stay tender, but let your eyes stay open. What's coming is not to destroy your hope, God, to purify your vision. You are being prepared for something greater, the one who deceived. You may not understand the cost of their silence, but heaven does. And you, beloved, you are not without protection. Divine intelligence surrounds you. The Holy Spirit is already rearranging your environment. What once seemed stable will shift. You might lose people, you might lose comfort, but you will never lose your purpose. Michael whispers, this is the hour of unveiling. Watch closely. The truth is approaching, not to harm but to heal. And in part 4, what's been whispered will be declared. Your spirit will know exactly what to do next. Stay grounded. Stay still. Stay under the shelter of divine clarity. Heaven isn't finished. It's only just beginning. My child, be still. Quiet the noise, the distractions around you, the voices trying to drown out the knowing within you. Let them fade for a moment. Because what you're feeling right now, that uneasy weight pressing on your chest, that subtle ache in the pit of your stomach, that isn't fear. That is preparation. Heaven is shifting the atmosphere around you, not to harm you, but to position you. What once was hidden can no longer stay hidden. Michael says, the silence that's been lingering is thick with meaning. It's never been empty. Every unanswered question, every strange pause, every unexplained distance, it has all been drenched in the heaviness of what they hoped you would never see. But heaven saw it. Heaven has always seen it. And now the veil is tearing. The cracks are widening. The shadows are dissolving under divine light. Beloved, your name was spoken again, not in reverence, not in love, but in a conversation designed to exclude you, to shield someone else, to bury what they've been carrying like a secret wound. But heaven was there. Heaven heard it all. You asked for clarity. You prayed for confirmation. And beloved, clarity has come. The one you love, the one whose energy has shifted, whose words have faltered, is being confronted. But not by your anger, not by accusations, by their own conscience, by the pressure of the truth that refuses to stay buried. Michael says, the soul can only pretend for so long. Sooner or later, the weight of deception collapses in on itself. And beloved, that collapse is already beginning. Prepare yourself. You are about to notice it, not in some grand confession, but in the smallest details. A careless phrase, a slip of the tongue, a story that doesn't align, a hesitation that wasn't there before. It won't be your imagination. It won't be anxiety. It will be heaven pointing your eyes to what others overlook. Michael says, the truth is unraveling, not because you forced it, but because the divine has declared it. Beloved, this is not punishment. This is divine intervention. Your timeline, your destiny, your calling cannot stay entangled in hidden deception. You have places to be, purposes to fulfill, and heaven will not let you carry the weight of someone else's silence any longer. Yes, they love you. Yes, they care. But love that hides behind walls of secrecy cannot carry your destiny. And your destiny is being realigned. You've walked through fog. You've questioned your discernment. You've wondered if you imagined it all. But beloved, that was never weakness. That was the spiritual tension of lies pressing against your clarity. Michael says, when deception and divine love share the same space, confusion grows. But where divine light enters, deception must flee. And now, the fog is lifting. Your strength is returning. Your discernment is sharpening, not because they confessed, but because heaven has revealed enough. You are never meant to carry someone else's silence. You are called to stand in divine truth. And truth is here now. It won't arrive loudly. It won't arrive chaotically, but it will arrive undeniably. You'll feel it in a glance. In an awkward pause. In a stammered reply. They will try to smile. They will use soft words. They will attempt to soothe your spirit. But your soul already knows. Michael says, this is not heaven punishing you. This is heaven protecting you. And protection sometimes arrives as revelation. Better to be wounded by truth than poisoned by deception. Beloved, anything real cannot be lost. What was built on falsehood was never your foundation. The narrative they created, the version that made them comfortable, is collapsing, and your safety will no longer be sacrificed for their comfort. You've waited. You've given space. You've shown grace. But now heaven gives you what is rightfully yours. Truth. And when truth arrives, it will stand, and the false will fall. Michael whispers, this is your moment to stand in the light. Freedom is already walking toward you. My child, take a deep breath. You're standing on sacred ground now. The truth is no longer distant. It's not hidden behind walls of time, not buried beneath layers of silence. It's here. Trembling. Pressing. Waiting to be spoken. This is the moment before everything shifts, before the words break open, before what has been veiled becomes visible. Michael says they can't hold it in much longer. The weight of what they've been carrying is crushing them, not because they don't love you, but because guilt and fear are waging war within them. And you, beloved, you felt every tremor of that battle, the lingering pauses, the strange silences, the unexplained distance, ache in your chest that refuses to quiet. That is not confusion. That is preparation. Heaven has been aligning every thread, every sign, every spiritual whisper. To unravel exactly when your soul is ready. And beloved, that moment is now. Your name has been spoken again. In rooms where you were never meant to hear it. In conversations meant to protect them, not protect you. Choices were made, not in hatred. But in fear. In fear, prolonged always becomes deception. And deception cannot survive divine light. Michael says, the light is here now. They feel it too. The trembling, the sense of urgency. The awareness that time has run out. They know the mask can't stay on much longer. Heaven is whispering to their spirit, speak now or truth will speak without you. And what you've been sensing, the unease that wakes you in the night, the need to look twice, the pull in your stomach, it's real. It's revelation approaching. This is not your imagination. This is your spirit recognizing the collapse of the illusion. And beloved, this isn't punishment. This is protection. Heaven is not trying to destroy what you love. Heaven is exposing what has already cracked beneath the surface, so healing can finally begin. Michael says, they may cry, they may resist, they may beg you not to walk away. But remember, precious one, this is not your burden to carry. What has been hidden can no longer stay buried. Not anymore. And the divine will not allow your destiny to be delayed by someone else's silence. Watch closely now. The next conversation, the next glance, the next hesitation. It will tell you everything. But your role is not to fix them, not to carry their shame, Your role is to remain anchored in divine truth. To stand firm. To see clearly. To choose from purpose, not fear. Michael whispers, this is the final quiet before the shift. What you've been praying for is moments away. The confirmation you've asked heaven to send is about to arrive. And when it comes, stand in peace. Because heaven is with you. Can part 6 will reveal what truth builds once all lies are gone. Stay grounded. Stay ready. The next unveiling is closer than you think. My child, this is it. You felt it building for days, for weeks. That pull in your chest, the tightening behind your words, the heaviness you couldn't name. It was never just emotion. It was never just your imagination. It was revelation approaching. And now it's here. The unveiling has begun. The truth can no longer hide. Heaven is done waiting. Michael says, what was hidden cannot remain in the dark. The time for exposure is now. The truth is no longer trembling in silence. It is rising. It is climbing through the cracks. Through their glances, through their restless hands, through the way they avoid your eyes. You will see it on their face. You will feel it in the room. You will know this is the moment heaven prepared you for. You don't need them to speak it. Your spirit already knows. This moment is not about their confession. It's about your clarity. Heaven has already spoken louder than their silence. The angels have already moved ahead of their words. Now you walk in truth they can no longer run from. Michael says, do not fear what will be revealed. Do not tremble at what will be shown. Everything is being uncovered for your elevation. They tried to protect themselves by hiding it, but in doing so, they wounded your peace. What was meant to shield became a shadow, and heaven in mercy is lifting that shadow. Now, beloved, you are not breaking. You are awakening. This exposure is not your destruction. It is your alignment. Your soul cried out for truth, and truth does not delay forever. It waits until you are strong enough to carry it without collapsing. And beloved, that strength is already in you. Michael says, you are stronger than what was done in darkness. You are greater than what they whispered behind your back. You are more than the promises they made to someone else while holding your hand. Everything is surfacing, not to shame you, but to free you. And yes, it will sting. Because love and illusion cannot survive together. One must leave. And now that illusion dissolves, you are not called to remain where lies live. You are not an echo of someone else's decisions. You are not a prisoner of someone else's silence. You are a child of the Most High. And your light cannot be dimmed by their fear. So breathe. Let your shoulders fall. The battle in the spirit is already won. Michael whispers, this is your moment of divine clarity. Do not shrink back. Do not silence your knowing. Walk in what heaven has shown you. And now you choose peace over pretense, truth over comfort, freedom over control. As you do, doors open, paths once blocked clear. Your strength returns, your voice rises, your fire awakens. Because you were never made to beg for honesty. You were born to walk in light. Michael says, let go of what was built in darkness. Embrace what heaven has written in your name. You are not alone, not forgotten, not discarded. You are seen. You are guarded. You are rising. This truth is divine. Unveiling is your release. And now heaven begins to rebuild. Stronger. Brighter. Purer. And you, beloved, you step forward. Not as the one who is broken, but as the one chosen to see. Let the tears come if they must. Let the silence linger if it will. But do not look back. What lies ahead is sacred, and it was always yours. This is your divine restoration. And heaven is only just beginning. And beloved, I know your heart feels heavy. The truth, it doesn't always arrive wrapped in comfort. Sometimes it shatters illusions. Sometimes it cracks the walls you built to feel safe. But listen to me, this shattering is not your end. Michael says, what is collapsing now was never built to last. The lies, the hidden fears, the secrets dressed as love, they were fragile from the beginning. And now, heaven is clearing the debris. The veil has lifted Dot, and what remains is real. What survives this unveiling is pure. Your spirit has already seen beyond the performance. You've watched the eyes that avoid your gaze. You've felt the weight of words unsaid. You've carried their silence. Long enough, Dot, but now you release it. You lay down the burden that was never yours to carry. You reclaim your voice. You rise in clarity. Beloved, this is your moment. You are not a casualty of their choices. You are not broken beyond repair. You are being rebuilt, stronger, wiser, guided by divine light. Michael whispers, the illusion is gone, but your future remains. And what waits beyond this truth is yours. It always has been. Step into it now boldly.